Hello everyone, this is Mochiko from Buffet Lab. Today, as someone who visits buffets more than 50 times a year, I'm going to check out the lunch buffet at Hyatt Centric Ginza Tokyo in Ginza. It's been a while since I came to Ginza, so I'm excited to try this weekend-only buffet I've been curious about. Let's head inside. The buffet today is at Namiki-dori. I've visited for afternoon tea before, but this is my first time here for the buffet. I can't wait to see what's in store. The restaurant atmosphere is wonderful. I can't decide where to start, but I think I'll go with some appetizers first. I'll start with some cold meats. There's also a selection of cheeses. I'll grab a few types to try. Next, let's get some salad. And this salad with egg is so colorful and looks really fresh. And here's a caprese salad too. Looks like my plate is full, so I'll head back to my seat for now. Tuna, bean sprouts, and egg salad. The first dish is as beautiful as it is delicious, capturing Hyatt's signature quality. The bean sprouts have a crisp freshness, the tuna is light and mild, and the finely chopped eggs are soft and delicate with a hint of salt. Tomato caprese. Next is a classic choice for a salad. The combination of juicy tomatoes and chewy mozzarella cheese is always satisfying, and the basil sauce adds a refreshing aroma. Shirasu and seaweed salad with salted kelp. This salad is packed with healthy seaweed, giving it a fresh, vibrant feel. The crunchy texture of the seaweed and the hint of salt from the kelp go perfectly with the crispy shirasu. It's unexpectedly filling and makes for a great healthy choice. Prosciutto and salami, sweet, perfect for snacking. The prosciutto has a rich saltiness and full flavor that only gets better with each bite. The salami with its peppery spice adds a delightful kick and makes you want to pair it with bread. Camembert, mimolette, and blue cheese. 3 kinds of cheese. The camembert is soft and creamy, mild in flavor, with a rich cheese taste that's truly delicious. The mimolette offers a nice balance of salt and cheese flavor and is easy to enjoy. Lastly, the blue cheese has a gentle hint of its unique mold and mild saltiness, making it tasty on its own or with bread or wine. Domestic beef round roast beef with pepper sauce. Just look at this thick-cut roast beef. It's a sight to behold. The meat has a satisfying chew, releasing rich beef flavor with each bite. Low in fat yet full of flavor is delicious, especially with the chef's recommended pepper sauce. The sauce brings a little spiciness and a hint of garlic to the soy sauce base, making the beef taste even better. This dining experience is an amazing blend of quality and taste. After the roast beef, let's head over to the appetizer corner, starting with this mousse. Next, we have what looks like pinchos. And here are some pickles. Everything looks so elegant. These little bites are beautifully presented and definitely raise the excitement. Hummus and pickles. The hummus is a chickpea paste. I really love hummus. The hummus has a lovely curry spice with a strong hint of cumin. You can tell that the chef put real thought into the flavors. The dish is accompanied by crispy bell peppers and crunchy carrot pickles. Purple sweet potato bavarois choux rouge. Next up is this one, purple sweet potato bavarois. It's such a unique dish. It looks thick and firm as you scoop it with a spoon, but it melts in your mouth. The sweet potato flavor is mild and smooth. Maguro miquiz. This one looks stunningly beautiful and delicious. The surface of the tuna is lightly seared with a subtle smoky aroma. The exterior is nicely charred, while the inside remains soft and tender. It's fresh and entirely free of any fishy taste. Paired with tomatoes, it brings out an extra layer of freshness. Duck prosciutto and dried fruit pinchos. This one looks so chic. Duck prosciutto is rare to see. I tried it with a dried fruit, and the duck prosciutto is incredibly tender and full of rich flavor. The sweetness of the dried fruit complements the saltiness of the duck so well. This sweet and savory balance is truly addictive. Salmon mousse with caviar olive tart. A creamy, rich salmon mousse sits atop a crispy tart shell, and on top of that, caviar stuffed olives. The mousse is smooth, the olives add a perfect hint of salt, and it all blends harmoniously. Back to the appetizer corner again, starting with this bread-like dish topped with a mousse. Next is that a sandwich. This one is a savory cake salé, and it looks so elegant. Now let's grab some bread as well. Next up, a quiche, and I'll take this dish wrapped in parchment paper too. Smoked salmon tortilla roll. This one is up next. Unwrapping it from the parchment adds to the excitement. Inside the tortilla, there's plenty of smoked salmon and avocado. The salty flavor of the salmon combined with the creamy avocado is delicious. Quiche. The portion size is just right too. The crust is nice and flaky. Inside the quiche, there are chunks of potatoes, giving a delightful fluffy texture. This is delicious too. Chicken liver mousse with a pain d'épices, another beautifully presented dish. I love how stylish Hyatt's presentations are. The pain d'épices has a slight sweetness, and the liver mousse is incredibly creamy with a rich taste. The crispy texture and hint of sweetness in the pain d'épices pair perfectly with the mousse. Muffin. This muffin is quite small and cute. It has a slight sweetness and seems to be made with margarine rather than butter. It goes well with coffee. Apple pie. As expected, the crust is nice and flaky. Inside there's a generous amount of apple jam. It has that classic familiar taste. Savory cake salé. This one's on the small side. Hyatt hotels usually serve large portions, but it's nice to see smaller items for a balanced spread. Inside the cake salé, there are chunks of potato, giving it a great texture. The saltiness of the prosciutto on top adds a nice touch, making it very tasty. It's small but still satisfying. Cassicroute. This is a sandwich filled with plenty of meat. Looks filling. The bread is firm and the meat inside is juicy and flavorful with each bite. The mustard aroma is rich, making this one absolutely delicious as well. Now, a special treat has arrived at our table. This service is absolutely delightful. An empanada. This is a Spanish dish with a generous amount of red wine sauce on top. Inside, the meat is tender and juicy. The red wine's acidity and sweetness balance perfectly. There are also soft, delicious chestnuts tucked into the pastry, adding incredible flavor. Next, onto the meat corner, where today they're grilling 2 types of meat over a small charcoal grill just for us. The 2 types of meat are kainomi, flank, and pork. Both look absolutely delicious. Right as you bite in, the fat and rich flavor spread through your mouth. The meat has just a touch of chewiness, but the flavor itself is outstanding. This pork is served simply with a sprinkle of salt. The taste is wonderfully savory. The pork's flavor is rich and full. Even though it's served simply with salt, it brings out the meat's essence beautifully. Next, back to the carving station. I'm going for a second round of roast beef and trying the chicken this time. Both look so good. I'm also taking a few different sauces to try. Japanese roast beef. This roast beef was so delicious, I had to go for seconds. This time I got an end piece, which is a bit firmer, but it's even more aromatic, which makes for a pleasant contrast. The pepper sauce pairs perfectly, balancing the beef's flavor and aroma. Roasted Shingen chicken, from Yamanashi Prefecture. This time I'm trying it with the tapenade sauce, which has olives. The chicken is tender and moist. The juicy olive sauce pairs excellently with the chicken, offering a refined and elegant flavor. Now for a few dishes I haven't tried yet, starting with this soup. I'm also grabbing some curry. Mushroom soup with truffle crumble. The soup is creamy, with a rich mushroom aroma that fills your senses. You can also taste the truffle flavor, making it exquisitely refined. The crumble adds a pleasant crunch, bringing a mix of textures and flavors. Beef curry. At first glance, it looks quite simple. The curry sauce has depth, with a mild heat that's easy to enjoy. It has that classic European-style richness that makes it perfect over rice. The beef is so tender it falls apart easily. Clearly, a lot of care went into this dish. Mini burgers. Just as the name suggests, they're small in size, but the patty is packed with flavor. So appealing. The slightly sweet bun goes perfectly with the chunky meat inside. The meat's presence is amazing, and it goes so well with juicy tomatoes and fresh vegetables. Even though it's small, it's very satisfying. Next, let's check out this corner. The roast beef and grilled meat over charcoal really caught my eye from the start. Here's the first dish of meat. The plate is surprisingly heavy. Next up is a pot au feu. Here's another soup. Roast peach pork in Normandy style. It's topped with apples and mushrooms. Even though it's pork belly, it has a light flavor. The meat is tender and the fat isn't too rich. It's the kind of flavor you could eat in one go. The diced apple on top adds a refreshing taste. Seared Japanese cutlet fish with induja sauce and turnips. Induja is from southern Italy. It's like a spicy salami paste made with chili peppers. It's new to me. The cutlet fish may be small, but it has a bold flavor. The spicy sauce pairs perfectly with the mashed potatoes and the fish. It's a simple dish, but very tasty. Pot au feu with ingredients like potatoes, sausages, carrots, broccoli, and onions. The potatoes have a nice firm texture, the carrots are sweet, and the sausages are coarsely ground. Fresh fish served in a broth cream with clams and seasonal vegetables. Could the fish be snapper? The soup has a strong broth flavor that's just right, not too rich, and really brings out the fish's taste. Now onto the shabu shabu corner. This time they're making it with yellowtail. It's a real treat. There's a nice variety of sauces, ponzu, sesame, and yuzu pepper, which is a nice touch. The yellowtail melts in your mouth. It has no fishy taste at all. It's just delicious. The ponzu and yuzu pepper give it a fresh flavor. Let's move on to this next corner. First, there's fried octopus. Then we have pilaf. It's packed with meat. Next is mac and cheese. It looks so good. Here's sauteed mushrooms, simple but super tasty. Then we have chili con carne. Next up is a stew. Even without tasting it, you can tell it's going to be delicious. Oh, and there's something I missed at the appetizer section. I love shrimp and broccoli, so this is a treat. Mac and cheese with lots of cheese mixed in. Very American. It's rich with cheesy flavor but not too heavy. The bacon adds depth, but it never gets boring to eat. This is a miracle of balance. Sauteed mushrooms. Sauteed mushrooms are so fragrant. Their natural flavor stands out, and the simplicity shows off a chef's touch. Chili con carne with a spicy cumin aroma. The chunky chili con carne has a bit of a spicy kick. It's flavorful and has a great umami taste that's quite addictive. Braised beef tongue in Espanol sauce. The beef tongue is so tender, it falls apart in your mouth. The sauce has a nice wine flavor with just the right amount of richness, a true chef's specialty. Beef pilaf. It's full of meat. The pilaf has all the meat flavor you could want and is perfectly balanced. You'll find yourself finishing it in no time. It's filling and satisfying. Fried octopus, the coating is crispy and the octopus has a nice chew. It's a simple taste but foolproof. It goes great with beer, shrimp, broccoli, and almond salad. This is something I missed in the appetizer section, so I'm glad to try it now. The shrimp is nice and firm, and the sweet and sour sauce goes well with it. The crunch of the broccoli is refreshing, and it's another delicious dish. Now, let's head to the dessert corner. First up is a sweet potato dessert. Next, it looks like a roll cake. Is this a shortcake? It feels like Christmas, and that's exciting. Here's a pound cake with big chunks of chestnut that stand out. Now we have some cookies. I really like hotel cookies. Is this an apple pie? Next is coffee jelly, and the cream puffs look delicious too. There's a little space left on my plate, so I'll grab a slice of this pear tart. First, the sweet potato dessert. This is perfect for autumn. It's fluffy and has a rich sweetness, and it's really delicious. Next is the chestnut roll cake, filled with lots of chestnut cream. The fluffy sponge cake has vanilla-flavored cream inside and the top is full of chestnut cream. It's a perfect autumn treat. Now, the shortcake. The cream melts softly in your mouth and the sponge cake is light. The fresh strawberry on top adds a nice tartness, making the whole balance perfect. Candied chestnut in syrup is the main focus. The chestnut here, it came with a pound cake. The chestnut is moist and you can smell a hint of rum. The pound cake is also moist and has big chunks of chestnut inside, making it filling. Chestnut lovers will really enjoy this one. Next up is a simple cookie with walnuts inside. It's crispy. When you take a bite, the toasty walnut flavor fills your mouth. It's not too sweet, so you can keep eating these. Simple but delicious. Apple pie, another treat perfect for autumn. The crispy pie crust is topped with custard and crunchy apple slices. The custard's sweetness and the apple's tartness are a perfect match. Another amazing dessert, coffee jelly. I wonder what this was at first, but it's coffee jelly. Topped with cream, it looks stylish. The jelly has a firm texture and the coffee's bitterness stands out. Cream puff, which looks delicious just from its appearance. As expected, the puff pastry is crisp and filled with lots of custard. It has plenty of vanilla bean specks, making it taste heavenly. Pear tart, another autumn treat. On a crispy tart crust, there's rich almond cream topped with juicy pears. It's irresistible. The almond cream's richness and the fruity pear flavor fill your mouth, bringing pure happiness. And with that, I've finished everything. Here are my favorites from this meal. Mochiko's top pick. Cream puff. The crispy cho pastry filled with rich custard was absolutely irresistible. My favorite part was the generous amount of vanilla bean inside, making it such a luxurious flavor to enjoy. Duck prosciutto and dried fruit skewers. The duck prosciutto was full of rich flavor and of course delicious. It paired so well with the dried fruit. Mushroom soup with truffle crumble. I loved this so much I could drink it every day. The creamy soup had a wonderful mushroom aroma with a hint of truffle, giving it an elegant taste while also feeling cozy and comforting. Everything I tried was absolutely delicious, and I had such a wonderful time. The atmosphere was lovely too, making it a perfect choice for a special buffet treat. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I post new buffet videos every week, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. See you at the next buffet.